Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sister Love Squadcast cover song comparisons episode for June 2026.
Well, it is Zena's birthday month. Woohoo! Her birthday. Her birthday is on the 16th, so she got to pick the song for tonight that we are going to compare different cover versions to. And actually, we looked it up, and there weren't that many versions on Secondhand Songs. I did find a few extra, and I will name off the ones that there is not a recording to. So I will still acknowledge those since we can probably get through all the versions in this one episode.
Cool.
And what's the song, Zena?
My Heart is an Open Book. And I
That's
just recently probably rediscovered it. I'm sure I had heard it, but I actually came across it this year on Valentine's Day. It was the first time I
that's
heard one of the
appropriate.
versions. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to quiz you. Do you know who the first version was?
I believe that it was Jimmy Dean.
That is right. The first version of the song was done by Jimmy Dean in September of 1958.
Look at that.
So here's Jimmy Dean.
We all stand impressed, Zena.
My heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
That was a very fun version. I wonder, do you know how well this charted at all for him?
Let me see if I can find that because I did not see it. I just saw that it said it was the original version.
I think actually he did really well for, it's going to sound bad, for it being Jimmy Dean. Like, Jimmy Dean can... He can be very twangy. I thought he was going to be more twangy, more Hank Williams-ish, but
He's
he
never
was
that twangy.
No, he
No?
always sings his songs. I don't know who you're thinking of.
I've never heard him be twangy.
Huh.
No, he is
I mean,
country definitely.
Yeah, and he
Right.
does have
Yeah.
a twang,
Well,
but he's
yeah.
not like...
Mm-hmm.
He was raised in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess I always think of him having more twang, but maybe that's
He
because...
kind of talks twangy, I guess.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think
Uh-huh.
that's what it is, because his character on Daniel Boone is
Mhm.
very...
Twangy.
Yes.
Yes.
So that
Yeah,
could be
it's
where I
not as
got
much
it.
in his singing style, but that's what I was thinking when I was listening to it. Jimmy Dean has such personality that he brings it to every song he sings.
Mhm.
And I love that because obviously I've already heard other versions of this song, and I'm like, this just sounds like he is having fun with this tune.
Yes.
And it makes you want to sing along.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Dean has a great way of making you want to sing along.
And this actually surprised me. It did not chart at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it
well,
was,
I liked it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Of course, that brings kind of a, nostalgia to me because that would have been on the radio with my dad played all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think Jimmy Dean is definitely underrated just for the
Mhm.
fact
Mhm.
of, most people know Big Bad John, but he had so many other great songs, and like you mentioned, his acting. He's so great in
Mhm.
Daniel Boone and some other roles that he guest starred in.
Yeah, there's this one scene that I'll never forget. He had been played by some girl in town, and he was kind of waxing lachrymose about it.
Oh, you're using my words.
Yes,
He
yes.
was very sad. Huh?
hmm at their camp outside the town, and he was talking to Daniel about it. He's like, I'm green, basically, like a newbie kind of. I'm so green that if I laid down in this grass, you wouldn't be able to find me.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, he always wanted to be an entertainer, and his mother is the one who taught him to play piano.
Oh, I didn't know he played piano.
Yeah. And he also attributed his interest in music to his church,
Oh,
cool.
the Baptist church. But he dropped out of high school and joined the Air Force. And then to be an entertainer first. He dropped out of high school, joined the Air Force. And then after he got out, that was his goal. Is to be
So
an
he
entertainer.
dropped out of high school to be an entertainer and ended up joining the Air Force.
Yes. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then he made good on his ambitions.
Yes.
Yeah.
He entertained people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you ever listen to interviews, that he's on,
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a hoot to be on.
Oh
yeah.
he
Mhm.
Yeah,
is,
on as a guest.
and he really does seem down to earth. He's one
Yeah.
of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to Roger Miller.
But not
Mhm.
quite as
Not quite as comedic, like
Yeah.
out and out comedic.
Mhm.
a little bit calmer. Let's
Yeah.
say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Roger Miller always is looking for an opportunity to make some sort of joke that you're not going to get till 5 hours later. But I think it was a fun version.
Mm-hmm.
So also in 1958, and I don't think I know the singer, Bill Barron recorded this song.
Look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Well, first of all, I was trying to do some digging and can't find this Bill Barron.
Hmm.
There is a jazz musician,
Mm-hmm.
but he's clearly a country musician. This Bill Barron that we listen to.
I don't know if he's quite country.
No,
it
he
could
almost-
be
No, I don't think
doo-wop.
so.
It
Yeah.
sounded
Yeah.
more teeny
Yeah.
bop kind of.
I guess I could
More
see
like
Yeah.
that.
Bobby Vinton, kind of.
Didn't you love the backup singers?
Yes, that was so
yes.
cute.
Yeah,
Yep.
that made the song for me.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
I was not quite into it until they did their little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it made it different. I also liked. At first, I wasn't sure about his voice.
Mhm.
It was kind of loud at first when he came in, kind of abrupt. But there was this one curl he did.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on. I'm trying to remember what word it was. But I thought, oh wow, that's
I
really
think it's
cool.
on Love.
Yeah.
I love
I love.
something like that.
Maybe
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe it was more of a, local record. The quality wasn't necessarily the best. And I just found this one on YouTube. Somebody had uploaded it off of an old record they had.
Oh.
So there wasn't that much information on it.
Yeah. Could they have even got the name wrong? Maybe like the first name wrong.
I don't think so. Because they also have it that the orchestra is
Was it like a
the prom orchestra.
Is this like a recording from like a prom, like a local prom?
That's what I'm wondering, or at least a
Could be.
local who was trying to make it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that would be so interesting. And if anybody stumbles upon this podcast and
Mhm.
knows who this Bill Barron is
Mhm.
in this recording, we would love to hear more about it
Yes, let us know.
because it was a fun listen.
This next version I have heard before. I think it's even on my playlist, but this is a singer that I actually discovered on Spotify, and it is Michael Holiday. He released it in November of 1958.
And look, look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
I really liked this version,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that you've listened to some of his music. I actually haven't listened to that much.
Yeah, I love
of
his
him.
voice.
I know. He doesn't. I know that he is a British singer, but he really
Mhm.
doesn't have the accent at all.
Mm-mm.
He sings in a different styling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love his low range. He's really clear when he sings the low notes.
I know. And it's the first version that doesn't. I realized the other was more of a rock pop version,
Mhm.
but it still had a little bit of the country swing to it. Like
Mhm.
both versions had a little bit of the country swing. This one didn't.
No, he's definitely more of a crooner in the way that he sings.
No, it was very, very interesting. Also, apparently, he was discovered by Norrie Paramore, who, of course, is Cliff
okay.
Richard's first producer. So that's kind of an interesting connection. And they say that he was called the British Bing Crosby, who was his hero,
I could see
Or
that.
his idol.
Was Michael Holiday's or Norrie Paramore's?
Michael Holiday's.
Oh, yeah. I can totally hear that.
Yeah, so that's kind of, he mimicked the crooner sound
Mhm.
more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I actually think, and maybe somebody already mentioned this, but he sounded like Dean Martin.
A mix of Dean and Bing.
Both Dean Martin and Cliff Richard did this song, and we will be listening to their versions. But yes, his inflection was
Mhm.
much like Dean's version.
Mm-hmm.
And I would find it interesting if Norrie Paramore actually produced Cliff's version of it.
Well, possibly. It's from the 60s, right? The late 60s? Probably then.
Yes, Cliff's version is in 65.
Oh, yeah.
So mid 60s.
Then that would probably be Norrie Paramore.
Maybe it was just a favorite song of Norrie Paramore's. I don't
Could
know.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a very long life.
Oh.
He died at 38 at with overdose. Now I read one part where it said that he had a really bad stage fright, so that led to mental disability, you know. But I'm reading on a different page, and there's more to it.
Meaning
that.
he had mental issues outside of stage fright, or
Yeah, there was.
Or was it not a, like, you know, like a hard drug overdose? Was it like a medical drug overdose?
Right. I think
Mm.
that's what it was. But he was just high strung, I think,
Mm.
Oh.
as my mom used to say. And he had other problems that led to other problems. You know how that goes.
Mhm.
And
you
then
know,
especially if you're
money
performing and all
problems.
that, it just adds, yeah.
You know, relationship problems and that sort of thing. Which is sad because he really had a neat voice.
Yeah. Beautiful voice.
Yeah, unusual. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if do you know if he had anything that charted in America?
I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I discovered him on Spotify after I'd been listening to Mark Winter a lot. So, you know, the algorithm put
Mhm.
him through because Mark Winter is also a British artist. That'd be interesting to see if he actually charted over here.
Mm-hmm.
And now the next version is actually the first hit version of this song. All these versions have been in 1958 so far, so obviously the studios liked the songs, the producers liked the song.
Mm-hmm.
But this version was released in December of 1958, and it was a hit by Carl Dobkins Jr.
Look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Well, I had definitely heard that version before.
Yeah, that one brought up like, oh, I heard that when I was young.
Yeah.
So it
Yep.
must have been really popular.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it amazes me that this is what's funny about what ends up charting.
Mm-hmm.
Because personally, I liked both Jimmy Dean and
Mhm.
Mike Holiday's versions better, vocal wise. He has a very different sound to his voice.
Mhm.
It worked. I mean, it's unique, but I just find it interesting that neither of theirs made it as big as this version.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's 58, and I feel like it speaks more to the teens.
That's true, the way it's arranged.
You know, and he has that voice that was popular for that time with the teens. And it's kind of a mix of Michael Holiday and Jimmy Dean, you know, because he isn't quite country,
No.
but he isn't quite crooner. He's more that teeny bop sound.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could see why it was more popular.
I don't think I'd ever heard of him before, besides the fact that I've probably heard this song,
Right,
this version.
right.
But yeah.
Carl Dobkins Jr., yeah.
And this charted pretty well?
Yes, I believe this was, I know it was the first hit
Number two.
version. Do you say number 2?
Number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually charted on the R&B chart too.
Mm.
In 1959 at number 11.
Yeah, it was pretty popular then.
Yeah, he had more of like a Bobby Vinton kind of voice.
He did.
Mhm,
It was kind of like Bobby Vinton, and I could also see like
Johnny Tillotson.
that's who I was thinking
Yes.
of. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, our brains, yep, they're connected.
And see, as much as I love Jimmy Dean's version, it was definitely country.
Yes.
You know, it spoke to the country audience. This version, it charted on the pop chart and the R&B chart. I could see a country lover loving it too, because you said, like
Right.
you said, the Johnny Tillotson thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I have to say the mixing was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was produced very
It
well.
was, yeah, and mastered very well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he graduated high school in 1959.
Oh.
Oh.
So he released this before he was graduated.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the picture on this album cover, he looks to be about 17 or barely 18.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had a good family life,
Oh.
and he had 2 daughters, 6 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren.
Well, that's
you
good
go.
to hear.
Yeah.
Following up.
So in 1959, there were 2 versions that I could not find recordings to. Frankie Davidson recorded a version, and Peter Lewis and the Trisonic Beat. I could find some songs by Peter Lewis and the Trisonic Beat, but not this song.
Were they a local? They must have
I
been
don't know.
some-
To me, it almost sounds like a British band name.
Oh, maybe.
Mm.
But I don't know that for a fact. I didn't look into the band too much. But the next one that I do have a recording of was released in January of 1960, and it's the Allegrettes.
Look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Well, I can see the idea they were going for,
Mm-hmm.
and I really liked the main vocalists singing.
Yes.
I like the main singer. Some of the background needed a little work.
Weren't quite polished.
They were too eager.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely had a Five Satins, Penguins kind of
Mhm.
feel.
Mm-hmm. The channel that posted this version on YouTube, uploaded it to YouTube, is called The World of Budget Vinyl Records.
Oh.
So, they're probably a lesser known group.
It was interesting. I kind of like the idea of making this song into a doo-wop rendition.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they were going for. But I would have liked to hear, as I mentioned, like maybe the Five Satins or Penguins or Platters or somebody.
And
Yeah.
I think
Do
there
it.
was a version that charted. I could be wrong that it charted, but that I have on here a little bit later on by the Golden Quartet, which I think might do it in a similar way.
I don't know if this is the same song, but it says "Win" by the Allegrettes. I'd like to know if they did that before the Twins.
Oh, before the Kaelin Twins? What
Yeah.
year does it
Or
say?
covered it because it charted by the
Yeah, it
Kaelin
could have been a
Twins.
cover.
I don't know, but that's a big one by them. They've got a lot of.
We should do a cover song comparisons episode on Win.
Are there that many versions?
Probably.
I'd have to look it up. I only know the Kaelin Twins for that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no info on these people?
Not really. Mm-mm.
This is an episode of obscure covers, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, they just say the vocals are tight, a little doo-wop, a little jazz lounge.
Yeah, I could see that.
This one person was talking about this song,
Mm-hmm.
and it says, feels like it's trying to be romantic, but it ends up sounding like your neighbor singing to a potted plant. So, I don't know. We'd have to listen to it. That's the win.
That's
The
for
Win
Win by the
version?
Allegrettes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to give that one a listen then.
There are 65 versions of Win.
Wow.
The Kaelin Twins.
Yeah, that
Version.
version.
I did not know that.
You should be able to see on there if it's the Allegrettes, if they're on there.
Yeah, if that's the same song.
Yeah, what year about would it be? Yep, 1959, The Allegrettes. It's on YouTube.
We'll have to do that song then.
And Spotify.
Add it to our list.
Maybe we can
Mhm.
do Win
Well.
next month.
We'll know
Yeah.
how to sing to a potted plant.
Yeah. Even Show Waddy Waddy covered it.
Show Waddy Waddy.
Show Waddy Waddy.
All right, so the next version that I had on the list, there was no recording for, and it was by Ronnie Cord. The next version, it wasn't on Secondhand Songs, but it was on YouTube. I stumbled across it, and it's by a Brazilian singer. I hope I'm saying his name right. Hamilton de Giorgio,
Okay.
and it was released in 1960.
Look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
He has a very cool voice.
Yeah.
He's on all the streaming services.
Yeah, I'll have to look at more of his music.
I know. I found it very unique how he had a vibrato where he kind of threw his voice.
Mhm.
It was a different way of singing, and it somewhat reminded me of Roy Hamilton, except not as low
Mm-hmm.
in the way, and he drags it out more in his style of singing. But the look, Look. I really liked that.
And I think some of that came from him fighting his accent
yes.
in it.
Mm.
And it came off really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was trying to enunciate very clearly.
Mhm.
Obviously, he was
Mhm.
Brazilian, but yeah, I liked it.
And for those of you that want to look him up afterwards, he did go by Hamilton Di Giorgio, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think his real name wasn't Milton.
Milton.
At least that's what the YouTube topic page is.
He has a Facebook page.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know about him until today when I was putting the information together for this episode.
Yeah, I like his voice.
Yeah, me too.
I think, at least from what I was seeing, one of his hits was Teenage Sonata, which maybe once I listen to it, I'll, have heard it before, but
Mhm.
that was a big one for him.
I like it. I like it when we have an episode where we find the obscure and then get off on rabbit trails of, hey, we're going to have to listen to more of this artist.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we all definitely know this next one. He was actually not on Secondhand Songs listing, which really surprised me, but I did find it on YouTube. He happened to come in on the suggested when I was putting the playlist together, and it is Bobby Vinton.
Oh. I
He
didn't know he
released
did it.
his, and actually I'm skipping ahead here, so oops on that, but he released it in 1974.
Oh, you skipped a lot of good stuff.
I did because that's where I had room to write it down, so he was
Okay.
kind of thrown in here. But we'll go back to the 60s in just a second.
Look, look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
He had me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It started out, and I have some albums. First of all, let me say I absolutely love Roses Are Red by Bobby Vinton.
Mm-hmm.
I love Blue Velvet by Bobby
Mhm.
Vinton. He has some great hits.
Isn't that the Polish song by Bobby
Yes,
Vinton?
I love that one too, Melody of Love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song. He has a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
I did have an album from the 70s era, a record album that I ended up getting rid of just because, they weren't arranged that well.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, that's what happened here too.
Yeah, it started a little abrupt for me. I'm not big when things start a cappella or like everything starts together at the same time very loudly with the song, and they did that here.
He did that quite a bit, actually. A lot of his songs start a cappella.
Yeah,
But not
sometimes-
abruptly.
No,
Mm-mm.
not
Mm.
as harshly as this one did.
Yeah. That synthesizer was shocking.
Oh my goodness.
Dumb.
That's the word for it.
That is the epitome of experimental producing.
Like, that is the dumbest synthesizer usage I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, well, I think Stevie Wonder was the first to actually record with the synthesizer. And, of course, he was very happy with it and used it a lot because he could actually play all his instruments
Mm-hmm.
because he could play the piano.
I
I'm just
didn't-
wondering how new it was when this was released.
I didn't even know synthesizers could make that noise.
I have heard that noise in songs used properly, and that was not the proper use of it.
Yeah, and normally they add like a disco like reverb kind of to it where it like echoes and
You have to balance
Yeah.
things. If you use that setting on the synthesizer, you have to have that electronic synthesizer bass that if you hear it alone, it actually is like, what the heck is that? But it adds a nice balance to that higher synthesizer electronic sound.
Mhm.
I just feel so bad for artists when this happens. Artists who have the talent
Mm-hmm.
and have put out amazing music because
Mhm.
they are at the mercy of producers.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the wrong producer and they do something like that.
And labels who are trying to make them go with the times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You always see the success in people when they didn't like try to conform to the times and try to make themselves sound like everybody else. I think the only person that I've heard that really did that well as far as going from that, Bobby Vinton kind of era sound to the disco era was Frankie Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
His disco album was very well produced.
Yes.
If you
Mhm.
like disco, his disco version of Venus is
Yes.
very cool.
Yes. Yep, that was an interesting listen.
All right,
Please
well,
take me back to the 60s.
let's go back to the 60s. And I had never heard of this singer before. I think it was actually on an orchestra album, and it was featuring her voice. And the singer is Kong Ling. This was released in 1960.
My heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Well, that was interesting.
Actually, I didn't mind it at first. Like, I thought it was a very fun arrangement,
Mhm.
but then it got old.
Well, I don't know if it got old or it got very busy.
Yes.
Yeah, and it went on a long time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is true.
I thought her voice was too quiet in comparison to the orchestra, the way it was mixed.
She had a very sweet and lovely voice.
Yes, she did.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see it working with a different
Mhm.
arrangement. But the cha-cha thing, yeah, was a little rogue.
I liked it. I liked that rearranging of the song, but once it
Yeah.
got into the instrumental orchestral showcase, it was too much.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been instrumental at all. It should have kept that random cha-cha that
Mhm.
worked with the song, and Kong Ling should have been the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounded like culture clash a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
it did.
Sounded like two sounds trying to make it happen, and it wasn't quite happening.
Yeah. I don't know if she did any other music, but I do like her voice.
Yeah. She
Yeah, me too.
had albums.
Oh, I'll have to look her up, see if there's something rather than with Celso Carrillo's orchestra. Celso Carrillo's a little bit overpowering.
Yep.
So next up is our last one in the year 1960. Yes, I know we had a little 74 in there, but we went back to 1960, and here's the last one we have for 1960. And then we'll take a little break and take some of your questions, our fans' questions. So stay tuned for that. But the final version in the year 1960 was the Golden Gate Quartet.
Look, my heart is an open book. Love, nobody but you.
This band
Mm-hmm.
should have been featured in a Don Bluth movie.
I like this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's good. They just had that, like, I thought it sounded like they had, what brought to mind was like a Thumbelina kind of style with the different swamp creatures.
I could
and
see that.
maybe, they were little
It has more of a
frogs
show
or-
tune
yeah.
feel, I think is what you're hearing.
It was very creative,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and it would
Made me toe tap.
Yep, the arrangement was cool. I was a little bit put off by some of the harmony.
Yeah, the bass got a little
That was
wild.
A little bit loud, but that also could have been the way that it was mixed in
Yeah.
the studio. You know, sometimes it was better, sometimes it was a little bit too loud for me.
I kind of get what Elsie's saying in a sense of it being, and I mean this in a complimentary way, but it has like a Top Cat feel.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean with the music? Kind of
Mhm.
that jazz that
Yeah.
they would use with, even like
Mhm.
in the Hanna-Barbera and that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like if I don't know how I feel about just sitting down and listening to it, but if I was at a live show,
Mm-hmm.
it would be really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you never know how they were standing in the studio, if they went and recorded separately or they were all standing around one mic and that bass guy just decided to lean in a little
Usually they would all record together at this
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So he
more
could have
than
even
likely.
leaned in too closely or, you don't even know how it is.
I think it might be, and I don't know, I haven't heard more. I think it might be a signature thing.
Mhm.
Because the
Mhm.
way they arranged them, he clearly was taking some parts, and then the
Mhm.
higher one would take other parts. So I think it's just to give it a different dynamic.
Mhm. Yeah. Make you actually stop and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Shelly, you were looking up if this one charted at all?
I couldn't find anything about it, really.
Oh. Yeah, I thought I saw something else about it, but I don't know what it was. The bass singer, I know Shelly mentioned, reminded her of Tito Jackson's voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can
Mhm.
see
It was
that,
pretty
or
similar.
hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was a fun version.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely kept you listening to it, trying to predict what they were going to do next with it.
Yes.
A lot of wah, 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 wah.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Well, after we come back from the break with questions and telling you about upcoming things and how you can follow us, we will be moving on to 1964, and the first of that year will be Joey Powers. But until then, we are going to take a few questions, and I will let you know that The Great Unknown is out on all streaming services, so make sure that you go add it to your playlists and give it a listen and send it to all your friends. We've gotten some great feedback on it, and lots of people are enjoying it, which makes us very happy. We're glad we can share it with all of you, so make sure you go listen to it. We'll put a clip right here.
Please don't leave me here, standing all alone. Please don't leave me here, waiting by the phone. I've just got to know, are you hers or right alone? Please don't leave me here in the great unknown.
So go add that to your playlists and listen to it over and over, because we love sharing our music with you. All right, now time for questions. So the first question for tonight is, what is it like behind the scenes directly before a show or performance?
Normally a lot of laughter.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, it depends on the setting.
Yeah. I still think, like, normally behind the scenes.
Are we talking like you're standing in the wings and ready to go on? Or are we talking like all the prep to get everything ready for a costume change and...
It says directly before a show. So probably
Yeah.
like in a situation where you're waiting.
Yeah, like even just like 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Well,
We
It really depends. Like on the cruise, it was more like waiting in the wings, to go onto the big stage. But there's other like festivals and things that we do where it's like more of a low key setting that, we stand around and talk until we go on.
because we sound check and then we say our prayer and then we kind of go off into our corners. Like Linda's in the back, ready to help with the sound and make sure everything sounds and looks good. Mandy's over at the booth, and then we're wherever we need to wait before walking on stage.
And maybe that's what the question wants to know, like what's the prep right before you go on stage, the process.
I think it can be different from everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
But I think that the most important thing, and you kind of went through it in a speedy way, but I think the most important thing is we've learned not to forget to say a prayer before
Yep.
every show.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because, yes, I would say that overall we work to make things run smoothly before we go on stage.
Mm-hmm.
But every venue is different.
Mm-hmm.
Every situation is different. If you're talking about before you go on to perform, you've already done sound check. And that right there can be a whole situation in itself.
Right.
Because trying to tame sound in a venue
Mhm.
is,
Or outside.
yeah, is quite a wild situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I just know, let me say from the performer side. Okay,
Mhm.
from the performer side, before you go on, after the sound check's been done, after we've said our prayer, there's usually that bit of excitement that can either be felt as like nerves. I wouldn't say it's like fearful nerves, but it's more of an anticipation.
Yeah, and it depends on how long you have to wait between sound check and show. Like if it's a few minutes or even up to a half hour, I'd say, there is that and it's able to keep up the energy. If you have to wait for hours and hours, it does get draining. And we have had to do that before.
Where you then have to get the energy up to go, it's like, okay, there's a show coming up here.
Right. It's not
Mhm.
nap time.
But what would you say from the management side of things it's like right before we go on? And from your position?
Well, it's always a bit. I was trying to think about it, like if down in Texas.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I was thinking too.
Okay, that's a little bit different because you never know where you're going to be,
Right.
and making sure everybody's got every little bit on.
Mm-hmm.
For costumes.
And there's no why did you take my nylons, I have your nylons thing. There is a little bit, you got to be, we're not perfect, there is sometimes a little bickering, and nothing that would be knocked down, drag out, I won't allow that, but or somebody doesn't have an earring on or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little chaotic.
Just a little confusion.
But once it's all together and you're
Mhm.
standing there ready to go out, then everybody's pretty much okay as long
Mhm.
as a heel doesn't fall off or
Right.
something of that nature.
And then you got to go on anyway.
You got to go on anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think something for the moment that's right before that is a very accurate depiction, because we've even quoted it several times before we go on. I think the movie That Thing You Do really depicts well
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the
that-
situation for entertainers and for the manager.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. White is going, okay, what's this? Why don't you have your glasses on?
Mhm.
You know, did I tell you all look good? And, you know, I mean, Linda has said that. I tell you all look good in pink or whatever. It's, you know, our thing.
Are you straight on those harmonies?
Yeah.
He says that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right before that moment, I almost think it's more nerve wracking for. I don't know if I'd say nerve wracking, but I'd say it's more intense for the manager or
Mhm.
the person who's making sure you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And when you do the sound check, at least for just us, you know, on the cruise, it was different. There was somebody else who was in control of the sound or anywhere of that nature.
Right. We've had some.
There are some
situations with that.
venues and festivals that they have a sound company
Right.
doing the sound, so all Mandy has to worry about is running the iPad.
Yeah, but you know, you get it all set, but there's no people in there, so you know you're going to have to change it up when the people get there. Is it too
Yep.
loud? Is it not too loud? I kind of relax during the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it's what it is
During the middle of the show.
during the
Mhm.
middle of the show. In the beginning, and when we first was starting, I had little hand signals to show you, put the mic closer, do this, do that. I don't have to do that too much anymore. Although every once in a while I will stand up and somebody knows they better be doing something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
The funny thing is you get in the middle of the show and usually we know that we messed up when we get a reaction from you in the back.
Mhm.
Right.
It's kind of funny. You'll like look up like, that wasn't
Mhm.
quite right on the harmony there.
Yeah, and some people might think that Linda's not paying attention, but we know that if she is just, looking at something else or something, we're doing a good job. If there is a wrong note, she will look at us. That actually helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It does, because
Mhm.
I don't think people realize from the stage how little we can see sometimes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people think we're up there and we have the whole room, but from
Mhm.
the back, like if I need to come in closer to my mic,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be a motion that's quick
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and clear.
And it's hard to tell, depending on the size of the room or venue, if it's outside, which sister she's motioning to.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look as clear
Mm-hmm.
as it would if you
Yeah.
were back there. The other thing that, there have been comments on in regards to Linda is lots of times you will see.
Comments? There's been comments about me?
I think some people have come up to you about this. Remarking about her being on her phone during the show.
That's what I was referring
And
to.
first of all, I'm like, why would you say anything about that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell people to not be on their phone during stuff.
none your
but
beeswax.
That's beside the point. It's literally the communication tool that we use to talk to each other.
That was a big thing. Once we realized, I can talk to you by my phone.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Mhm.
I wasn't running back and forth and doing,
Mm-hmm.
Right. Which,
Mhm.
I mean, it's great because Mandy sometimes has to be close to the stage with her sound booth, and that's not the best for hearing the sound.
Right.
Mhm.
So Linda can stand at the back and give her sound signals from the back of the room.
Mm-hmm.
right. And I'm constantly talking to Mandy.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's why I'm on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Or Xena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they discuss the set list and the rundown, and yeah.
There's just so much more that goes into it, and I don't like to talk about it too much because it kind of takes the magic away from it. Like as an audience, I want you just to be enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our goal, is to make it smooth and make it all about the music so that it takes you to another place carefree.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is true that little things like time can run over. We may have to cut songs. We always plan
Mhm.
more songs than we need.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the moments that I'm like, okay, yeah, I know that Linda's watching the time. I have my eye on the time. She's going to give me a number to know this song we're not doing. Yeah, it really helps.
Because it's always better to have too many songs than not enough.
And hopefully I make it easy enough that you know which ones to cut.
Or you don't give Mandy's message to Xena or vice versa.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, I've had that too. Message the wrong person. And
Yeah.
I'm like, then you get upset at the person. You're like, why are you not answering me? It's just like, oh dear, I sent it to the wrong person.
One of my favorite before show, like, I guess it'd be memories, but it's happened more than once, is when we're in a church and we have to wait in the entryway that normally isn't being used. So, like, normally there's another way that people come into the church, and there's, like, a little entryway where the bell rope is, and that's not used anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're back there waiting, and I go, "What if?" And they go, "Don't touch the bell."
Yeah, that kind of stuff happens too.
Yes,
Right before
yes.
a show.
You know, there's a bell rope right there.
Or there've
And
been
then she gets the eyebrow.
Uh-huh.
yes, yes.
Knock it off, Elsie.
There's a lot of little, like, we all have different quirks too about when it's the anticipation before you go out. Like, I am always the person who wants to peek and see who's out there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
yes.
what's happening? What's going on?
We always
How's
have
the
to-
crowd?
We always have to give her the standard, theater speech of, if you can see the audience can see you. She's like, I don't care.
It's just peeking a little bit.
Could be kind of creepy just seeing this little face coming in between the curtains, in between the doorway.
There are times when we have like a huge stage with like wings and curtains and stuff that we are going to enter two from one side, two from the other, and we can see each other across the stage, but nobody can see us that we're talking to each other across the stage. Or
Yeah, that actually happened on the cruise.
yes. I think Elsie and Schilling one time danced at each other from across the stage.
Yeah, we were really into the Donnie and Marie show at that time, and we were doing some of their choreography across the way at each other.
But yeah, I hope that answered your question about what is it like behind the scenes directly before a show. There is a lot that goes on, and there's a lot that's going on during the show behind the scenes as well, that most people don't know about. But basic routine is when we get to a venue, if we have to set up a sound system, we set it all up, do our sound check, make sure that we all say a prayer together, and then it's nice when that means showtime right after that. But if we have to wait around, anything could happen.
A lot of what if novelty questions happen during that time too. Random questions normally about fandoms or books we're reading or music.
Like nonsense conversation.
If you could go to a concert in the 80s on a date with a celebrity from the 60s, who would it be?
Dumb stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes if anybody can see us, like before, if it's a smaller venue, we're having these conversations. Believe me, it's probably not deep.
More than likely not. All right. Well, that question actually took a lot longer than I thought it would. So we're just going to do one for this episode. Again, make sure you go listen to The Great Unknown and follow us on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're going to have a lyric video coming out 1 week from today of The Great Unknown, so stay tuned for that. But is everybody ready to jump back in the versions of My Heart is an Open Book?
I am.
This next version was released in 1964, and it is by Joey Powers.
Look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Well, the beginning shocked me.
Me too.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure what they were going for with those backup singers. I know most versions of this song do have a backup part, which is fun, but I couldn't decide if it was like a children's choir or if it was young ladies singing.
Yeah, I
It
wasn't.
almost felt like it had a filter on it.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the sound of their voices, but it also then again kind of had a cool, like a cute sound to it, I guess. Almost like he was singing, like he was a guest singer at a preschool, I guess, kind of thing. And I really liked when they went so and so and so and so.
You would.
Yeah, you would like that.
Made it sound like a VeggieTales song.
Yeah. His voice was unique.
Yes. I didn't mind his
I didn't really
voice.
mind it. It sounded like they did double tracking for him. But yeah, I had never heard of him.
Well, he was pretty famous, actually. Or shall I say he knew a lot of people?
Well, it's all about who you know.
Yeah, I mean, he knew Perry Como and the Everly Brothers, and I mean Bobby Bear, Roy Orbison.
Hmm.
So, yeah, he knew a lot of people. I don't
Yeah.
know if that.
Did he have a hit song? Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, he sang from 58 to 70. He had a song called Midnight Mary,
Oh yeah, that's this album.
reached number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100
Oh, so
in
he made,
'64.
he made the top 10.
Had no further hits and is known as the one-hit wonder.
Hmm.
And later he became a booking agent and a recording studio owner.
Mm.
Yeah, record producer and church leader.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
So, I mean,
Sounds like he went on to do good things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice when even if they don't end up being successful as a singer, they put their
Mhm.
talents into producing
Yes.
because that can be a major advantage
Mm-hmm.
when they understand from the singer's perspective what a song needs to be produced as.
like Uncle Bob.
That's right.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, thing
Uncle
you
Bob.
If any of our audience members have not watched That Thing You Do, you won't get 99.9% of our references.
do. No, that's true. It is very true. Well, next up is a version that was released in February of 1965, and this is Dean Martin.
And look, look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Dean's the best.
He is.
I mean, I don't mean that just with this song. There's been a lot of good versions of this song, but Dean Martin can sing just about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think every cover song comparison that he has been featured, we've liked it.
Yep.
His version.
It's because he makes you feel happy.
He does.
And he takes it and he makes it his own.
Right.
And I love, that's when you say he makes it his own, I love the offbeat thing that he does
Mhm.
where he pauses more, especially I think it was in Some Jealous So-and-so Wants Us to Part. And I can't remember if it's, and now he's telling you that I've got, instead of going, that I've got, he goes,
Yeah.
that I've got. I
Yes,
love
yes.
that part where he like holds it and it's playful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It makes you feel like he's really saying it to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it also makes you anticipate that.
you. Mm-hmm.
Like, anticipate he might change it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think like Zena said, Dean, you can't really go wrong with Dean.
Mm-mm.
He can do almost any song.
Yeah.
He can even do the Naughty Lady of Shady Lane, even with the papaya paya in the background.
Yes, yes. All right. The next version we're going to listen to is one that Zena has been waiting for.
What?
Impatiently.
Impatiently, that's for sure. Anticipating.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was released in September of 1965. And this version is by Billy Fury.
Stop it.
Marty Wilde.
No, it's Sir Cliff Richard.
What about Joe Brown?
We don't talk about Joe Brown, okay? Cliff Richard.
My heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Well, we can just stop listening now. That's the best version.
Oh my.
Biased much?
Actually, this is the version that I rediscovered this song with on Valentine's Day. Somebody on my Facebook page had made a compilation of love songs, of Cliff love songs, and I'm like, oh, I love this song, and I played it, and I'm like, have you ever heard this? I remember you saying, Zena, you've heard this song before. I know that you have. I have never heard this song before.
I
This is
probably
the first
did,
time.
yes.
But no, I love his version. I love Dean's too,
Mm-hmm.
but I really like the Backrack kind of style horns in between.
Yep.
How they add that. And you all know that I'm a fan of Cliff's voice, especially in the 1960s era. But my favorite part of this song is when he adds that at the end. They do the key change and he does the
Mm-hmm.
love.
Yeah, that's a really cool inflection.
I mean, all of it. He's just singing in that lower tone and really playing with it, I feel
Mhm.
like. And yeah, I just really like it.
It sounded a little like he had too much
reverb.
Reverb.
reverb on it.
Now, it could have been, it was kind of actually hard for me to find a YouTube recording of it.
Oh,
So this is like somebody's channel EQ sound version. So
Oh.
it could have been somebody added a little bit of reverb to it.
I think they did, because when you turned it down a little bit, it wasn't
Mhm.
as bad. That's why I had you turn it down, because
Mhm.
it felt a little sharp.
other than that, it was good. It didn't, and it was done well as far as the backup singers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
One thing I appreciate with Cliff's version is it is longer.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the versions of the song are super short, so you don't get a lot of the song. Like you don't get enough of the song.
Yeah, and it's definitely one that makes you want to sing along.
So
the song
Cliff's
is.
feels like it's a full-length song. The others feel like it's a shortened version of a full-length song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I like how it feels like he slows down, and it feels like they're gonna end the song, and then it just keeps going. Look,
Mm-hmm.
look.
Yeah, I liked that fade
My
out.
heart is an
Yeah.
open book. Look. Yeah, that was cool.
So I really feel like he gave the song a chance to show its full ability.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, it should still be Nori Paramore producing, who produced Mike Holiday's, and some arrangements of Nori Paramore I'm not fond of. Sometimes he does really well, and compliments him. So this one I felt like Nori Paramore arranged very well.
Actually, the only arrangement, and I don't exactly know which ones he produced and not, but the only arrangements that I'm not crazy about of his are some of the background vocals.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, but they were pretty good on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it must have been released as I didn't do as much research as I should have, because just cover song comparisons, and I like just talking about.
cover song
Just?
comparisons.
Well, meaning that I like to talk more about how it makes me feel than caring about all the data. But I think it must have been released as a single. I could be
I'm
wrong.
not sure about that. I read something about it. Let me see where
Was
I
it
found
on an
that.
album?
I think one of our audience members will know the answer to this question.
Yes, he'd probably be very disappointed. in
Cliff
me.
Richard released a version of the song on his 1965 EP, Take 4 by Cliff.
So it wasn't
it's
a
not-
full album.
It's not a single, but it is an EP.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts on Cliff's version before we move on? All right. Next one was released in 1967, and this is Johnny either Farago or Farago. I'm not sure. It's Farago.
Look, look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
I wasn't a big fan of that one.
Mm-mm.
No, the background was way too
Way
loud
too
for
loud.
his vocals. Although his voice, it isn't as cool, okay? Don't blow me off the couch for this statement. Was a little bit similar to Johnny Rivers' voice.
Wow, I can't even believe you said that. Go
Blown off
leave.
the
Blown
couch.
off the couch.
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
kabooey.
His voice wasn't as cool. But I could hear similarities. Like, that's kind of how Johnny Rivers probably would have done it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see it. I felt like he was someone trying to be like Johnny Rivers.
Yeah, I
That's
could
how
be.
it felt.
It
more.
didn't feel like he had much uniqueness going
Mm-mm.
for him.
Mm-mm.
But
I didn't really get that he wanted to do this song either.
Mm-mm.
no.
I could see that.
There's no heart in it.
Mm-mm.
well, I have a little information about him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from Canada,
Okay.
a Canadian rock and roll singer born in 1944. In 1967, he left the band to pursue a solo career. He also was a singer, but he was a actor also.
So he was in a band?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Mm.
He became quite popular in the second half of the 1960s, mainly through French versions of American hits.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
And he began his artistic career after winning an Elvis Presley look-alike contest in 1960.
I don't have a close-up picture of him. Does he look like him?
Well, No.
David Lee Murphy looks more like Elvis.
Well, no. Well, kind of. There, you know.
Yeah. He
Oh,
looks more like
he
Bobby
kinda
Sherman.
does. No, he doesn't look like Bobby
He don't look
Sherman.
like Bobby Sherman.
Silly girl. Yeah, I could see where he could. You know, if
I
he got
guess-
all the regalion.
It really depends on how the other contestants look too, you know.
Well, and
That's true,
also
that's true.
if he dyed his hair and did the, you know, the business.
So is that what he became, was a tribute act mainly?
No, he became a. Well, he was a actor, probably in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He spent much of his career imitating Elvis visually, as well as recording cover versions and his songs as a tribute to the king. So I guess he did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
became a tribute act.
But he also, I didn't look deeply into it, but it said he was an actor too.
You know the thing
Yeah.
about those lookalike contests is Charlie Chaplin placed second in a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest. Sometimes
know.
you can't trust the judges.
But that's really interesting. I had never heard of him.
No.
I mean, he definitely didn't have, that wasn't his real name. And I'm not going to pronounce it.
His
Yes.
real name.
Yeah, because it's French.
He must be French Canadian then.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I would think his first name was like Jean.
Is it
Well,
like
he goes by
Mhm.
Johnny, so it's probably
Jean.
something like that.
And
Yeah.
it's YVES.
YVES?
Eves.
Probably Eves, yeah, like
Jean
Yvette.
Mm-hmm.
I knew somebody with that as a first name. It's Eves.
And Beland. Like Beland.
Belon, probably.
And there's a little thing above a little accent
Above the E,
Yeah.
Belon.
I just, from his voice in this recording, I can't see him doing Elvis, but I haven't heard him do it either.
And if he primarily sings in French, he could not have been as comfortable
Mm-hmm. True.
with the English words. You know.
You could hear that in his voice that he had that deeper tone, or he did that deeper tone that was trying to fight that higher tone.
Mm-hmm.
There was a serious battle going on with his voice.
I find it interesting how his album, this is in 67, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mimics, his logo actually mimics the Monkees logo
Yes,
Mhm.
it does.
on the front. It has his name as a guitar,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
much like the Monkees.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. The next version that was recorded, actually, I don't know if this is a male or female singer, but there's no recording for it. It was released in October of 1968, and it's Jan Crutchfield, and that could be a guy or a girl.
Mm-hmm.
But the next version that we have a recording for was released in August of 1972, so we were back to the 70s. Because we did do one 70s version as in Bobby Vinton's version.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Hal Wayne.
Hal or How?
Hal. Like
Hal.
H-A-L. Hal.
Like Hal David.
Like the creepy computer. Hal.
Hal. Yeah, okay.
Look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it stood out.
Well,
Mhm.
it did because it's back to the country feel. Like,
Mm.
there wasn't a lot of country actually between Jimmy Dean and this version.
Well, this song is not one that you have to pretty much sing it the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, so it all depends on their voices.
Yep,
Do
yep.
you like their voices or not?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's every one of them, you know, except for Dean was a
Mhm.
little bit different. And then there was that other one. Was it Latin or something?
Yeah, the cha-cha one?
Yeah.
But mostly the music is the same and the
Mhm.
voices seem to be
Mm-hmm.
the same. I liked him.
I liked the mandolin and fiddle picking as the vocal echo that's usually done by vocals.
Right.
Mhm.
That was really cool. He had a tone similar to Don Gibson to me
Mm.
I could see that. I could
in the
hear
way
that.
he pronounced
somewhat.
things.
I'm not sure how I felt about his backup singer. She kind of had that chipmunk tone that we heard in another version.
I don't think yours
To
that
me.
bad.
I thought it was pretty like typical country
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
backup.
Yeah, I didn't. That one didn't bother me too badly.
You sounded like somebody that would back up Johnny
This-
Cash.
This one was more about the instruments, I feel like, though.
Yeah.
I think they put a lot into their arrangement. I think they wanted to bring out some of the experimental side of it. It was arranged the same way.
Mhm.
It had the same format as we were saying. They
Mhm.
didn't go, crazy different like the cha-cha one. But with the instruments they used, they were different.
Yeah.
Because that mandolin and violin really kind of threw me. I'm like,
It was
in a
one of-
good way.
Yeah, it was one of those things that made you think of, does it work? Yeah, it does. Kind of thing. Yeah, I liked his version.
Mhm.
All right, next up, 1974, Phil Pratt.
Could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean.
Oh, no.
That's Jack Sprat.
My heart is an open book. Love, nobody but you.
Well, he had a different arrangement, and I might be the only one in the room who thinks this, but I actually really liked it.
I liked his voice and the way he did it. It was kind of fun.
Mhm.
His percussion was too tinny.
Too loud.
And I like some reggae, but I don't think that you should have reggae without a steel drum.
Yeah, that would.
I think he should have had that in it
Yeah.
instead of the clicky percussion.
That would have been cool.
I understand that, but I am kind of impressed because reggae covers of non-reggae songs can
Mhm.
go really badly.
Yeah.
True.
But this
did
was
pull it off.
actually done very well. to
I
do
just
that.
wish we would have heard more of his voice. And I know reggae, the singer's supposed to be kind of softer and suppressed, but
Mhm.
the percussion was too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
for that.
arrangement, the equalization of it.
Yes,
wasn't-
yes. I mean,
yeah.
it was almost even louder than the horns, and that wasn't good.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I do find it funny after we were saying, people didn't stray too much in the
Yeah.
arrangements. This was definitely a different arrangement.
yes.
He even changed some of the words,
Mm-hmm.
which was interesting.
yeah, which is usually done in reggae songs.
Yep. Some
Mhm.
girls are so and so. I
Yeah.
kind of like the approach he's taking. That
Yeah,
these
yeah.
jealous girls are trying to get her to doubt him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was a fun experience. I
Yeah.
will say
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had quite a few musical journeys here.
Oh.
He had his own recording studio too, called Wiggle Spoon. It was a label. Sorry.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wiggle Spoon.
Wiggle spoon.
Wiggle Spoon. I thought that was kind of neat. But later on in 1980, he moved to London and opened a restaurant.
Well,
So if one gets tired of one thing, you do another.
Well,
Yeah.
there you
Mhm.
go. Yeah.
Maybe he's saying all these things in his restaurant.
That's
Could've
what I
been.
was
Maybe.
thinking.
You
Yeah.
could do that.
Have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like to hear other songs he sang.
Mhm.
I mean, up here, I don't know if he's talking about producing songs and that with other people I don't recognize, but one of the songs was This Is Butter and My Food Is Ration. So maybe he had the restaurant thing in the back of his head all the time.
Possibly so.
Yeah.
Could be.
You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
So much he was writing and producing songs about. it.
Foreshadowing in his life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't know.
No, that was fun, and that was a fun rabbit trail because I had
Yes,
not
yes.
heard of him, and he sounds like an interesting person.
It's just one of those songs you start going, kind of dancing to because it's different,
Mhm.
you know.
As long as they don't get too wild and out there, I do like the reggae sound.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's very
Mhm.
relaxed.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's that Jamaican,
yes.
very relaxed. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I like Big Mountain's version of "Baby I Love Your Way."
Yeah. Which
But I-
that's almost like an R&B reggae. It's
well,
like
they are a reggae
different
band.
style.
I would say it's pretty calypso reggae,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I really like that Kool and the Gang song. Is
Let's
it
Go
just
Dancing.
called Ooh La La?
It's called disco dancing. I
Not
think.
disco dancing.
No,
Or
reggae.
reggae.
Oh my goodness, Elsie.
It's called Let's Go Dancing, I think. Ooh La
Yeah.
La, Let's Go Dancing.
It's
Something like
Let's Go Dancing in parentheses, ooh la la.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go. There you
okay.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a reggae song. It's kind of fun.
Actually, he owned 4 labels.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a producer, singer, and owner of 4 labels. Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel like we heard another one of his songs before.
I don't think it was Phil Pratt. I can't think of the name, but it was a version of last month's
Mm-hmm.
This Old Heart of Mine?
This Old Heart of Mine. Yes.
Was by a reggae
But I don't
artist.
think it was Phil Pratt.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it was a different kind of reggae, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like a crossover from blues and R&B through reggae.
Yeah.
This guy was like a pioneer.
It's like
We
called
can't remember what we
Spanky or
said our
something
own-
like
yeah,
that.
we can't remember our own information from our podcast. We'll have to go back and listen to it. All right, so last version for this episode. There was a version I found from 2019, but we've run out of time, and I think this one was one that did pretty well in the charts, so I thought that it'd be a good one to end on. This was released in 1992, and it's by the Fantastic Baggies.
I know, I laughed when I saw that too.
Well, at least they're not boring baggies. I mean, who wants a boring baggie? Like, why would you pick Great Value when you could have Ziploc?
Elsie, what if they heard this?
Well, they're the Fantastic Baggies. They're Ziploc.
I'm talking about the band.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Let's get on with the song.
I didn't call them Great Value.
All right, this is the Fantastic Baggies.
Look, my heart is an open book. I love nobody but you.
Well, I actually liked it.
I did too. That was a nice arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
After somebody got the giggles over it. And Elsie, so they're the Fantastic Baggies. It's like how the Beach Boys talk about it. You know,
Yeah.
I see them wearing their baggies.
It's not Baggie.
Yes. Like
Oh, it's YS?
Yes.
Well, I was just told. I only heard it
Oh no.
audibly. I didn't see it. I didn't see it visually.
I was told.
I
That is
was
Elsie's
told.
go-to.
I don't think in 1964 or whenever this was. Oh, this was released.
This was 92.
Mm-hmm.
92. Well, when they formed
Mm-hmm.
their group, I don't think there was such a thing as baggies,
Like you know of.
like you know of.
Like plastic baggies.
No, I don't think
Mhm.
so.
Well, now it has a double meaning. They could be the face of Ziploc.
Do ads?
Yes, the Fantastic Baggies.
Elsie's gone rogue. It also
Brought
says,
to you by S.C. Johnson.
It also says that Baggy, B-A-G-G-Y, is a name given to a genre of UK bands in the late 1980s who occasionally fused guitar-based 60s-style indie music with modern dance rhythms and funky drum beats.
Yeah, they did have a
interesting.
real 1960s.
Yeah, very
Are-
Beach
vibe to
Boys.
'em.
Are they a UK band?
I don't know. Do you have information on them?
Um,
I think they are.
they must be because remember that song "A Must to Avoid" by Herman's Hermits?
We were just talking about that song because you were quizzing me on that year 1965 chart.
Right, that's where it was.
Yeah.
They helped write that.
Oh.
Right. So I don't know. I don't have any information exactly where they were from.
You don't when were they formed?
Well, it says 64 here, but
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot about them.
Well, I did like their sound.
I did too.
I might have to add some baggies to my playlist.
It was a very calming rendition, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of strolled along, and I really liked that.
Sorry, I'm now looking up the history of plastic bags.
No.
Now, are we talking like Walmart sacks or Ziploc bags?
These, I believe, are like Ziploc bags.
Uh-huh.
Although Walmart sack type thing came in with that.
Oh, okay.
Single-use plastics are plastics that are designed to. Well, we know what they are.
Everybody knows what a baggie is.
All disposable plastic bags are considered single-use plastic. This is the scientific name. Polyethylene is the most common type of plastic used in disposable bags. The first was created in 1898.
Wow.
I was wrong.
Are you serious?
Yep. But it was not until the mid 1950s that a high density bag was invented. High density, it's the plastic. I'm not going to keep saying that. that plastic was a breakthrough that enabled the production of cheap yet strong plastic bags. Single-use plastic shopping bags first appeared in the U.S., though, in 1979 and were subsequently picked up by several grocery store chains.
Yeah, but Ziploc didn't come until 80s or 90s, probably. Because originally they had the kind that fold in. I mean, they still sell those, but nobody wants to use those kind. We got those once, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
Elsie, you're like very rummy.
Yeah, 'cause we had paper bags in grocery stores. I remember when they switched over to the plastic bags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was about that time, around 79-ish. But, yeah, it was to save the environment, which, growing up in a logging community,
Mm-hmm.
they want to get rid of the paper bags. Well, paper bags are made out of trees.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if you don't want any more paper bags or paper this or paper that, there goes livelihood. And they said, well, the paper bags, they can get wet and then everything falls out, which never happened. I don't know. But then they went to the the plastic bags. Well, I hated them because nothing, everything got jumbled up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
With the paper bags, I mean, it was an art to
stack the groceries properly.
Yeah, they even had contests to see who could do it well. Anyhow, the plastic bags now, how many years later,
Mm-hmm.
now are a bad thing for the environment, and they want to go back to the paper bags.
Yep.
It's true.
Oh, isn't that the way it always
What goes around comes around.
Well, the
No,
dumb
I
thing,
don't like the paper bags. I'd rather, because then I have a garbage sack, see?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You reuse the plastic
Right.
bags for,
the thing
Trash.
about the paper bags being bad for the environment is if you throw a plastic bag out in your yard, all it will do is run around everybody else's yard. A paper bag will get wet
and
Yeah, and decompose.
and
Right.
decompose.
Yeah, is that what we say?
yes.
Yes.
It's biodegradable. That's the word
Yes.
we use now.
Well, kind of, yeah. Anyhow,
All right. So to wrap it up, what was everybody's top 3 versions of this song?
Jimmy Dean, Cliff Richard, and the Fantastic Baggies.
Those are your 3 favorites?
Yes, I said it without laughing.
My favorites were Dean Martin, Phil Pratt,
Mm-hmm.
and Holiday. What was his name?
Michael Holiday.
Michael
Michael
Holiday.
Holiday.
I have a hard time choosing. I like Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the one who wrote it?
No, Hal
Dobkin?
David and Lee Prokis wrote it, but the famous version is
Carl
Carl
Dobkins
Dobkins Jr.
I liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the one I recognized?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I liked him. And, just because I'm sitting next to the person that I love dearly here, I'll say Cliff Richard.
His version's good.
Yeah.
It is. I liked his voice in it. And I'm trying to think back on, kind of like the lady's voice too, but
I did. I didn't like the arrangement though.
no. See, that was the thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah, I'll go with those 3.
Well, my number 1, I don't think anybody knows. Yeah. My favorite is Cliff Richard's version. I would have to say that my second favorite is probably Dean Martin, although I would almost put Dean Martin and Michael Holiday on par.
Mm-hmm.
I did like his rendition as well, but I'll go number 1, Cliff, number 2, Dean, and for number 3, it's kind of hard, but I liked, and I'm sorry that I don't remember his name, the Brazilian.
Yes, Hamilton DiGiorgio.
Hamilton DiGiorgio. That one was different.
I did like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I even liked the one the reggae one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Phil Pratt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Shelley
kinda-
said that one.
Yeah, I kind of like him. So there's 5 for me.
Yeah.
It's really hard to choose. I love Michael Holiday's voice, so he's definitely on there for me. And I do really like Cliff's version.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton DiGiorgio was probably in my top 3 as well, but honorable mention, I did like Hal Wayne's version.
Yeah.
And Phil Prout was good too, but I think Hal Wayne would be above him because I liked the arrangement.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a great episode. Next week will be an artist appreciation, and I don't remember what artist you picked. What artist did you pick, Zena?
Well, there's a few in the running right now.
Okay, so we haven't decided yet. So we're going to wrap up for this episode. Make sure you follow us. Also, make sure you join our movie club. Not only does it support this show, it supports our movie club, movie reviews, and you get access to all of those. We did just finish Ben-Hur. It's a 3-part series, and you can only access that through the movie club. The 1959 Ben-Hur, you can hear our full analysis and review on that movie. And we are working on a new movie that we are reviewing, and we are so excited to share that with all of our supporters on our Coffee channel. So make sure you join the club to access that content.
Let me just clarify, it is a new movie for the movie club, but it will be a classic film.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
right. Yeah, we do classic movies, but it's a new movie review.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. But yes, we'd love to have you over at the movie club, as well as back for next week's episode, our artist appreciation. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that under Sister Love, and go listen to The Great Unknown. Until next week, we'll talk to you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless.
Bye.